Hello, everyone. So we will start our class right now. And hi, everyone. So good morning in Japan and good afternoon in Seattle. So today we will talk about database. First, let me introduce about SIJP. So SIJP means Seattle IT Japanese Professionals. We are an NPO based in Seattle. We use the power of technologies to help local communities. We know that programming languages are mostly in English. So learning computer science in English is pretty essential. And we host many online classes, both in Japanese and English. So here are our main teachers today. Zaven, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Zaven. I was born in Armenia and I moved to the US in 1999. I've just studied computer science in college a bit and mostly on my own as well. I joined Google in 2015 and I like to make some small games, video games in my free time. Play with 3D graphics, write stories, and study Japanese.
Cool, thank you, Zaven. And so I'm also your teacher today. My name is Celine, and I was born in China. I started to learn computer science when I started for my master degree in US. And after graduation, I worked as a software engineer in Seattle. Besides work, in my leisure time, I like snowboarding, board games, and inline skating. Okay, so here are the 5 things we will learn in our class today. Data, database, database management system, relational database management system, and SQL. So it's kind of looks like kind of stressful, but we will go through them one by one. So firstly, let's talk about data. What is data? We encounter with data every day, everywhere. So data is information. Take some example, your name, your address, the age, weight, and height, they are all data. And for some data, they are private. You don't want to share it to other people, like maybe your exact home address. You want to keep it secret. So here are some examples of the data we used in different apps and websites. The first example is Amazon. Amazon is a website you can buy all the products from all over the world. Take the example of the picture here. So here you can see some data you used in Amazon, like the product name and the order date, and who made this purchase, and the total price for the product. Yeah, these are all the data you will use in Amazon. Another example is Twitter. So when you tweet something, the post is data. And if somebody comments on your tweet, their comments are data. Also, the pictures you put in Twitter, they are all data. So for YouTube, the video title is data, the premiered date is data, and for the video itself and the music inside it, they are all data. So we can see data is pretty important. Where do we store the data? The answer is database. Database is an organized collection of data. We can imagine data as books. So we put books into the library, and for the same reason, we put data into database. Why do we need a database? Because database is an organizational structure for data, so it would be pretty easy for us to get or create or modify or delete data inside the database. Next part, we will talk about database management system, Dbms. So Previously, we talked about a database is like a library where we store the books, or where we're using database to store data. So Dbms is like the librarian. Librarian will help us to find the books in the library, and the Dbms will help us to find the data we want in the database. Here we will talk about a relational database. So relational database is a type of database that organizes data into tables and links them based on defined relationships. So here is an example. We have the customer table, and there are many data in the table. So all the data are linked together in this table. For example, if we take a look at the first row, here are many data. Like we have the name here, Alice, and we have the address here, Seattle, America, and we linked this data together, so we know that Alice is living in Seattle, America. So with this table, we can know the relationship between different data. And for every table, it has rows and columns. For the row, it means that for each row, it means that we have specific record of the data. So take the example of this customer table. For each row, it means that we have one customer record. And we also have columns. Here we have 4 columns, means that for each customer, we would have 4 different attributes for the customer. And here also we have 4 rows in this table, which means that in this table, we have 4 customers in total. Here we will introduce a concept of primary key. And in this table, there is some problem. I'm not sure if you noticed that. So here are 2 Alice in the table, and one lives in Seattle, one lives in Vancouver. So it's hard to differentiate them. How we solve this problem? We have the primary key here. So primary key is a unique column in the table, and we use it as the identifier of each row. So here we can say we have customer number 0, which is Alice living in Seattle, and we also have customer number 1, which is Alice living in Vancouver. So in that way, we can differentiate different customers in this table. And also, the primary key should not be empty. We must assign a value for the primary key. Here we will talk about relationship. So in the real world, we will not only have one table. For example, for the Amazon, we have many different data. We want to organize them in different tables. Previously, we talked about the customer table. We have in this table, we store the customer informations inside. And here we introduce 2 new tables. One is the product table. In this table, we have all the products we can buy in the Amazon. We have pen, dining table, and a chair. And for each product, we know their price. And here is another table. We call it purchase table. And using this table, we can know which customer bought what product in what date. And in the purchase, so how can we link these 3 tables together? We have the concept of foreign key. So foreign key is used to relate 2 tables. And normally, foreign key would refer to the primary key in another table. So let's take a look at the purchase table. Here we have the customer ID. Here we have the customer ID in red rectangle, and this is a foreign key. So this is related to the primary key in the ID in customer table. So we know that the number 0 here means the number 0 customer in the customer table, which is Alice in Seattle. And it's the same for the product ID here. This is also the foreign key. And this is related to the ID in the product table. So we know that the number 0 here means the number 0 product in the product table, which is pen. And the price is $2.5. So put it all together, we know that customer number 0, which is Alice living in Seattle, America, bought product number 0, which is a pen. And the quantity is 10. So Alice bought 10 pens on October 5th, 2020. So we can take a look at the second row, and the customer number 0, which is also Alice in Seattle, bought product number 2, which is a chair, and the quantity is 2. So Alice in Seattle bought 2 chairs on October 2nd, 2020. So with these 3 tables, we know a lot of information, and using the foreign key, we related them all together. For the activity 2 is designing the Amazon database. Here we have several pages of from Amazon. We can take the upper right one. This is the product page. We can see there are many data in this page, like the product name, the product price, and the rating. Yeah, there are many information here. And for the picture in the bottom left one, we have the orders page. And here we have the products we bought and the total price, the order date, and who made this purchase. And these are all the information in the orders page. And for the bottom right one, we have the shopping cart page. So in this page, we have many information like what product you put in the shopping cart and the total price, something like this. So in the breakout room, your job is to design the database for Amazon. During the design, think about these questions like what tables do we need for Amazon, and for each table, what columns do we need for it, or what attributes do we need for it, and what should be the primary key for each table, and how will you try to link each tables. That's it, and enjoy your activities in the breakout room. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back. So do you have fun in the breakout room? What tables have you designed in your breakout room? So what tables have you designed in the breakout room? Anyone want to answer?
Credit card number.
What is that?
Credit card. Amazon credit card number, shopping tables.
Okay, shopping table, I see, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Cool. And any other tables?
Customer table.
Customer
Package
tables. Okay, cool. So what information do you store in customer tables?
Email, birthday, address.
Cool. Yeah.
ID.
Cool. A lot of stuff. Cool.
All of them have ID.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Am I going to be showing mine? So does everyone see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. So this is what we came up with. We started with these cards, and the card would be all the types of data you need for each person. And then we filled in some real data. And then we made a couple of each one, just so you can get more of a sense of what the whole database would look like. And this was to show the difference between one piece of data, which is one of these boxes, and then the whole database, which would be this whole row And so we can see the orange one is the products, the green one is the customers, and then the yellow one is the purchases, which brings these two together. So we can see one of these purchases is buyer ID 15. So that means that's me. I bought product ID 95, which is headphones, and it has all of this information. A list of all the other purchases, and they each have a buyer ID and a product ID. And as we were talking about before, these ones are the primary keys of the customer and the product databases. And so in here, they would be called foreign keys because we have our own primary keys for the purchase itself, but then we reference the IDs of the buyer and the products to connect all the data together.
Cool.
Hopefully that all makes sense.
Yeah. Yes, thank you for your sharing, Greg. Yeah, so we will take a 10 minutes break.